Hello, social media. This is Dawn Petalino, your transformational coach and best-selling author of Peace, Power, and Miracles. And welcome to Miracle Monday. And Miracle Monday is where I offer you some tips and some tools, but most importantly, some truths to help you access more love and miracles into your life. And today's truth and tool and tip is about sadness and depression as a gateway to your next level. And I'm meaning your next level of spirituality. A lot of times when we're feeling sadness, or if we're feeling depressed, which is more of like a grieving sadness, that, we just don't feel like doing anything, and we think there's something wrong with us that we need to fix. But what makes us that condition, what causes us suffering in that condition, is when we try to fix it from a thinking mind. When we're trying to make it go away, when we want to get out of it, when we talk about the story of, why it happened, we get into the story of, oh, this means this, that means this, and also the story of thinking that this will never end, I can't do anything. So you'll just notice a snowball. That story, whether it's the story of how it came into being or the story of what we think it means now and where it's going, is still just a story. And that's what causes the suffering. When you can just accept your place with it. I love this one line I had read about, we're talking about communication. It said, I can understand you. I can accept you even though I don't understand you. But then it said, I can accept me even when I don't understand me. And that's what we're talking about here. Accepting me even when I don't understand the sadness, when I don't understand the depression. Not getting into the story of it, but being curious about why it's here. And when we can just be with it and allow it to be, then we become the witness to it. And that creates an opening. And within that opening, something new is being birthed. Because there will be a dying to ourselves, and probably many little dyings to ourself. And every time there is a dying, even if it's happening inwardly on a spiritual level of letting go, we're going to feel that lowering. It's like if you had an actual death in your life, you're going to feel sad about that. You're going to feel a loss about that. You might go into some depression about that. Why would it be any different if aspects of ourself and our old identity was dying, which is what we're talking about here. The dying of the self is the dying of the ego self or the small self or the personality self in order for the new self, the higher self, to emerge again and again and again at various levels. The Course of Love says that there is a combined value, that the only purpose of this is a combined value. There's just one purpose, and it is the purpose of the final letting go, the final surrender that is necessary to come into being. And what that means is, it means that we are going to come into being in union with the love inside of us. It's a surrendering more and more to that love, to that higher self, to that God self, that divine intelligence within, and coming to live as an expression of love and not fear. And every time we die to the self, we open more and more and surrender more and more of our lives to become a conduit of that love as an expression in this world. You would think that would just make us happy, right? Because ultimately, it's where we want to be. It's our home. But again, there's a dying of the self. So the way to handle that is to allow the sadness to be there, allow the depression to be there, and pay attention to your heart at this time. What is truly helpful? Don't get into the story. Just notice, what is it my heart's desiring? A lot of times you'll notice things like wanting to be in nature, wanting to be quiet, wanting to withdraw a little from the world. Pay attention. Those are really important things. Also, it's important at this time to just keep some of your structures in your day. If there's, if you have coffee in the morning, if you tend to go to the gym at a certain time, so keep some of the structures, but also keep it simple. This is an easy does it kind of time. And you allow it to be. You allow it to be there, something to die so an opening can be created. And this is unconditional love for ourselves. How better to be a conduit of unconditional love in the world for others than to practice it with ourselves. And once again, the Course of Love reminds us this is a beginning. So, happy Miracle Monday. I hope you found this helpful. If you are experiencing any sadness, any depression, to watch it, be curious about it and why it's here, and to allow it without changing it. But pay attention to what it's longing for that brings a little lifting, that brings a little relief, whether that's sitting in nature, whether that's just going to a coffee shop, whether it's just kind of sitting quiet, with your, maybe looking at the stars, or with your meditation books, or whatever it is that brings that little lifting. That's what you're looking for. If it does swing into hopelessness, then that would be a time, if your life becomes unmanageable, then it is strongly encouraged that you do seek help. But at this point, if it's a sadness and a depression that's like a softer depression, just allow it to be there so the opening can emerge. I hope you are gentle with yourself today and loving with yourself today and accepting of wherever you are today. Happy Miracle Monday, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.